next section.
They've left the hotel, so we should be reference to
That's certainly the report back I get from our point of view. States have common defence goals. Iraq and Afghanistan, of course, are the obvious ones, but we also...
Well, I don't want to get into a hypothetical about what might happen after next spring. We have some questions we'll have to resolve ourselves next spring, and that's why General Petraeus will be presenting an additional review in March in terms of what he thinks ought to happen with respect to continuing drawdowns of U.S. forces after July. But I will say that the figure of 2,500 and the mission of the 2,500 has been closely worked out with General Petraeus, and as I indicated in my prepared remarks, is a product of a joint agreement between the United States and Great Britain in terms of the role of British forces in the South.
In southern Iraq, such that other coalition...
I'm quite concerned about the Armenian genocide resolution. I think we all recognize there were mass murders 95 years ago, 1915. The problem that we have is that this is clearly a very sensitive subject for one of our closest allies, and an ally that is incredibly important to the United States in terms of our operations in Iraq. 70% of the air cargo, of the American air cargo going into Iraq goes through Turkey. 30% of the fuel that goes in for our forces goes in through through Turkey, rather. For those who are concerned that we get as many of these mine-resistant, ambush-protected heavy vehicles into Iraq as possible, 95% of those vehicles today are being flown into Iraq through Turkey. So the consequences for us of the resolution passing, and the Turks have been quite clear in saying that they will think very carefully about some of the measures that they have to take if this resolution passes. I think it's worth noting that the French Parliament passed a similar resolution, and there were a number of steps taken by the Turkish government to punish, if you will, the French government.
I think we're going this way now.